Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and I have some really juicy stuff coming up in this video. I'm gonna be interviewing one of my top students in my Discord, making over $61,000 in 3 months after joining me. It's all about how he did it. What was his thought process? How did he make all this money? Why did he join my community? And so much more. So sit back, get your drinks out, get your snacks out, and I hope you guys enjoy this interview. If you guys want to be part of my team, link will be down below as well. Again, always stay smart. If you guys are traders, stay green, keep making that money, and I guys hope you enjoy this video. And here are all the proofs of Garrett's profits that I'll show here, and all those payouts on Top Step and a heck of a lot more. I'll catch you guys inside the interview. All right, here we go. So today we're going to be interviewing one of my standout students who's absolutely been crushing it. We're literally going to be diving into the story of Garrett, his biggest wins, his struggles, how he became part of my community, and literally everything. So without further ado, I'm just going to hop on right into it. So bro, so for everybody that's obviously doesn't know who you are, first time being on here, which I appreciate it. Tell me a little bit about outside, who you are outside of trading and stuff like that.
So outside of trading, I got a wife and kid at home. I work a 9 to 5, so I work 7 to 4. So
Awesome.
during the day, I don't really trade during the day. I mainly trade Asia session, if everybody knows that in the Discord.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Yeah.
But I mainly just play video games, hang out with my family, work, and watch the charts. Unfortunately, but
I like that. And how old are you, by the way?
I turn 25 next month.
Okay, sweet. So you're oh, next month. Damn, so you're 24, you're my age. That's crazy. Okay, that's awesome. Awesome. So how did you kind of get into trading? Like what made you find or discover trading in the first place? Like what kind of led you to even start this?
So actually, I started last year, probably late November, just scrolling on TikTok
Yeah.
and came across some person doing day trading, and I was like, okay, that looks pretty cool. You can make a lot of money pretty fast if you learn what you're doing. So when I first started, I paid for a like $500 or $600 mentorship from some other person, and that never ended up like panning out the way that I did.
Yeah.
I like the concepts, but like there was no follow up or like community after that. So I was kind of on my own for about a month or two until I found you in February. Early, I think it was late February or early February, somewhere around there. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
okay, this guy's cool, because a lot of other communities you don't have like the daily live trading like twice a day and the live lessons. So that really intrigued me to do this. So I was paper trading probably since November, and then I opened my first eval I think late February, and then obviously the first eval, a couple evals don't ever pan out the way that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
So blew a couple of those before I figured out that like it's not like paper trading. So you have to
So different. Yeah.
manage your risks a lot more. So
Awesome, man. Cool. And so when you first did you ever doubt yourself like nah, trading is not real. Like you see all these people making 20, 30, 50K plus a month or more, and then it's like no, that can't be possible. Or did you kind of be like no, this actually seems legit. Let me kind of figure this out.
kind of both, because you kind of see both spectrums on the internet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of doubted it at first because you don't really know like what you're doing until you get like a little bit more confident in yourself the more and more you do it. So I would
Yeah.
say yeah, at first I was a little bit doubtful, but like once you get like really into it and you build up like a buffer, it's definitely possible for sure.
For sure. No, I like that. And what do you do right now? Like what is your current 9 to 5 besides trading?
I'm a mechanic at CarMax.
Okay, so cars and stuff like that, like oil changes and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah. And when do you see yourself how long do you see yourself until you're like, you know what? I don't need that anymore. I'm just gonna 100% just grind and just stick to the trading spot.
Um,
Do you have a number in mind that you're thinking of, or like X amount of months? You're like, I need to stay profitable for 6 months to a year, or you kind of like, I have to make this dollar amount before I quit that job, or
I would say probably once I get to the year mark, then I can start
yeah,
considering maybe going part time because it's hard to give up like
Yeah, it's scary.
a
Yeah, for sure.
consistent thing. So it'd be something that I'd have to talk about with my wife. But I would
Yeah,
say probably about a year. Yeah, about a year until I explore that because that's the whole goal of this to be able to have like not just financial freedom, but the freedom of time. You can't get
yeah.
time back.
No, exactly, and it's super scary too because like like you said 9 to 5. It's like it might not be the best income, but you always have that paycheck. Trading you could have a crap month or 3 months, and you have no income coming into kind of, and especially if you have a family or kids or whatnot, definitely could like weigh on you, and then obviously can affect your trading. So no, definitely. And then when you first started, man, what was like your biggest lesson that like kind of like sat you back down like, damn, this really helped me, or what was like one of those like hurt the most lessons that like, man, like I really need to not do that.
Um, well, I would say after you get your first payout, you get a little bit overconfident.
Yeah.
And I was about 1 day away from a payout on a couple of my accounts. Revenge traded and blew all the accounts. Unfortunately, it's just a part of it. But that
Hmm.
was back in late February. So after that, I kind of had to really like step back and sit down because it just puts you through a whole mental toll. So
No, for sure. No, I feel that. And what does your wife and like family or friends right now think? Do they know what you're doing, or that you kind of like keep it on the down low, or what?
uh, I would say my friends and my wife knows. My wife's pretty supportive about it, which is
Okay,
thankful. It's nice
that's
to
good.
have somebody in your corner.
Yeah,
But I would say my friends, it's kind of like 50-50. Some of them are unfortunately haters because they might just not understand it. And
yeah.
then some of them are supportive. So the ones that are supportive, I've been trying to put them on essentially. So,
No, for sure. But honestly, I've not had one person until now. Like when I started this and took me like 2.5 years to become profitable, nobody believed in me, bro. It was like, it's not real. It's fake. Don't do it. It's not gonna happen. So it's good that you have at least a few people that at least support you and get you on the journey. And I know like this is crazy. You started like, did you like ever make money in trading before the team, or is this kind of like, boom, now you're making crazy money? Or is it like, hey, I was having that 500, maybe $300 days. I was making something, but wasn't consistent. Or was like, no, I wasn't making any money at all. And now I'm just making like, holy crap, all this capital.
well, before I switched over to Top Step, I was on My Funded Futures.
Okay.
So your payouts limited a lot on there. You can only withdraw 1,200 on 3 accounts instead of 5,000 on 5 accounts if
Hmm.
that's the max payout on both of them. But I just forgot what I was about to say.
No, you're good. No, it's like, did you ever like, make money before this, or is this kind of the first point in your trading career that you're actually making decent money? You know?
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, like I was saying on My Funded Futures, I made probably like that was like early January before I switched over to Top Step. I made like $1 or $2,000, if that.
Okay.
But the amount that I was blowing accounts back then because I didn't really know what I was doing and I was trading by myself, outweighed my payout. So I wasn't really profitable. And
Yeah.
then when I turned 18, I was trading Cash App stocks. So I don't know if that really counts, but
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah. So
yeah,
that's
before
cool.
that, that's pretty much all I was doing.
Okay, so you never really made crazy money until recently.
Yeah.
So okay, that's awesome. And like, would you ever think about? I know you're still like pretty new. Like, how long you been doing this total? Like 3, 4 months, or is it less than that?
Um, Trading live accounts, probably 3 months, but like I said, I started paper trading back in November, like late
Okay,
November.
so
So I
not
picked
even
up
a year though. So you haven't even traded for a year yet, technically. So you're like 6 months maybe, or
yeah,
not like
about six
something
months,
like that.
probably coming
Yeah,
up.
that okay. That's crazy. I think you're like one of the only people that I've met that has made so much capital in 6 months. Even though I know paper trading like 3 months, then like people still aren't even profitable after the first 9 months of trading. So it's really cool to see that. So have you? I know you're again 6 months. You haven't really had any crazy bad winning, but have you thought about quitting, or like have you had that like 1 week and like screw trading, man? Like I'm not doing this, or that never really crossed your thought?
I would say yeah. I've been thinking about taking like a week break and maybe like a little trading vacation, and
Yeah,
because like I check the charts all the time. That's probably why like I've been able to figure this out so quickly. Like it's kind of an addiction at this point. But I would say yeah, probably after these next two payouts, I'm probably gonna take maybe like a week off and just hang out with my family.
that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And that's what it's about, man. Making that money and then the time. You can't get that time back. So, and then since you just started making money in like February of this year, what kind of like clicked for you? So before the paper trading stage, before you like when you joined me, what kind of like finally clicked? And then you weren't just making like, oh, I made $1,000, I made it. Like you're consistently making money over and over and over again. So what kind of clicked or changed or that aha moment for you?
I would say it mainly comes down to like the psychology of like waiting for price to come to like where I want to enter instead of just blindly clicking the button. And
Yeah.
then just like proper risk management. So like if I see a play I like, I won't enter full size, I'll enter half size, and then if it starts to go to my direction, I scale in. That's usually like the way that I trade. So
So
um
like you do NQ, right? You do like one NQ contract or what is your position sizing and then you add to that or
so I usually do 5 MNQ, and
okay.
then I can scale all the way up to basically 20 MNQ if it works, if it ends up going my way. But usually when I scale in, I'll move my stop up. So like technically my dollar amount would be more, but the risk percentage is the same. But I
Okay.
built up
That's
that
yeah.
drawdown to be able to incur those bigger losses in comparison to when my account was new.
Yeah, and your emotions are so like not freaked out. Obviously, when you saw that you only have like 2,000, but now since you have like 10 or 18,000 dollars to draw down, like that 500 or even $1,000 drawdown, you're not like gulping or sweating. You have that room to let the trade breathe a little bit, which is pretty nice. And then did you ever have like what kind of like psychology thing kind of broke for you? Because I know trading is like maybe that 80% mental and then that 20% actually like the strategy itself and the one that I teach you guys. It's not hard, right? It's like a 5-year-old can figure this stuff out, the strategy. But like I think people struggle with like the over trading, the FOMO, the revenge trading, the sizing. What kind of mental thing do you consistently do psychology that helps you stay consistent, not kind of go back to the ways that can make you blow accounts or lose money?
I would say what's helped me the most is using the lockout button on the top step thing,
Yeah.
because in being okay with a loss, locking your account, stepping away for an hour, and not like revenge trading was my biggest downfall, because you see that little bit of red and you're like, gosh, I can't have that red, and then it just starts to snowball, and then next thing you know, you lost your account. So I
Yeah.
would say probably the lockout button for me has helped a lot, and just knowing when to step away.
Exactly, and I obviously that locker room saves like so many people because like you have $1,000. Oh, I want that 2,000. No, slog it, and then maybe later in the day you might have that gut feeling. Well, I want to trade more, but you literally can't.
Yep.
So that's really awesome. So cool. So let's talk about numbers now. Let's talk about profits. So what was your I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, but what was your biggest week, month, and then total profit right now? If you can like kind of memorize or just guess or have a range. Week, month, and then total profit. And you can even do biggest day too. Biggest day, week, month, and then overall profit.
I would say my biggest day, gosh, it's probably like maybe I think it was either last week or 2 weeks ago. I think I made like $21,000 in one day,
That's
and then
crazy.
but that was spread out across 5 accounts though.
I
So
still yeah, still that's still 21,000 though. It's still twenty one
um,
thousand. So
I would say probably my biggest week was probably last week. I made probably combined probably almost 30,000, somewhere around there. But altogether, since I would say the beginning of April, late March, I've made almost 61,000.
which is crazy. So February, so 3 months ish, you made $61,000.
Yeah.
Right. So is that kind of like, damn, like before you even traded, bro, you're like you're working that 9 to 5. I mean, you're not probably making, are you making six figures that 9 to 5? Are you making decent money, or is it kind of like it's okay? You know?
Nah, I make about 80, 85 a year. It just depends
Okay.
on overtime.
So it's
So,
not bad, like 85 before taxes, that's decent money.
yeah.
That's not like something to be shy away from. It's not insane, life changing, do whatever the heck you want money, but it's comfortable. Now you made your like yearly salary almost in 3 months, almost your 20K off, right?
Yeah.
Is that kind of like, what are you feeling like, holy crap, like I just did that in 3 months, like this is like insane. Like if I like when I hit my first I think 400K in 1 year, man, I was like, I just like first it's weird because like when you have it, it's like, damn, yeah, I just did that. But then it's like, look at what I just did. It's like when you already did it, it's like you see these numbers, it's like you feel like it's like, yeah, I just did that, like no way. But then when you look back and like, damn, you know.
Yeah,
So
like
did
today,
it kind of hit you?
I added up all my
Yeah.
payouts, and I was like, "Holy crap! I didn't know it was that much."
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, it's one thing to see like the money coming in and out, but it's crazy to see like the bigger picture over three
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I think what's crazy too is just like not just the money. 3 months, bro. Like I've not met anybody that's done this for 3 months, especially prop firms, because I think prop firms are a lot harder than personal capital. Because boom, $50 resets, people just, oh, it's only $50, reset, 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 or like those, you have to stay consistent, or they rush the process, or they over leverage your account. So I think prop firms, because I just started trading prop firm capital 7 months ago. Before that, I was trading my own personal capital. So I think prop firms are actually harder than your own personal capital, and you've literally just boom, just knocked it out of the park in 3 months. So that's something to be super super proud of as well. So let's kind of talk about like education, right? So you said you joined a different type of community before me, and then what kind of made you like say, you know what, I want to join Will's community compared to somebody else's? I know you said a few things like the lessons and stuff like that, but what kind of made you like say, you know what, I want to join this education? What do you believe in education? Do you believe in education? Do you think it's kind of like, nah, I can figure this out on my own? What are your thoughts on that?
I would say education is like a very, very crucial thing because, like I said, when I was doing this by myself, just watching YouTube videos, there's so many things out there and you can get led
Yeah,
down the wrong path. So being able to have like the right person to follow, the right mentor, I would say makes a lot of difference. And I would just say the genuality of your personality. You're just down to earth and you're very transparent, I think. And I don't know. I just liked your energy when I was watching your TikTok. So I was like, I'll give this guy a
yeah,
chance. So I joined and I was
appreciate it. Yeah,
okay, I like this. And then I ended up bringing somebody else over from the old group that I was in, and he ended up liking it too. So he's still in there now.
sweet. Yeah, I love that's really cool. I want to be like, my goal is to definitely be like, not the people just, oh, here, just let me give you a strategy, don't help you guys out. Like I want to like, because not so many people on the internet, they're just like, hey, there's my strategy, good luck, or they're like, they just type in a little signals, like one paragraph, boom, you made your money. Like nobody learns that way.
Yep.
How are you going to expect to teach somebody a way by just doing that? So I think it's really good about mental. A lot of people don't talk about the psychology about trading, and I think that's one of the most important things. And then what do you think is like the biggest like lesson you've learned, or biggest impact that me or the community kind of gave you, or what do you like? What really like helps you as a trader in a community aspect? What do you think gives you that best advantage than doing this by yourself? Like having nobody, you're by yourself in a room trying to figure this out. You know?
I would say, I don't know. There's just something about being like in the live trading thing or like being in a Discord that like helps my anxiety about it, not being alone, like being
Yeah.
able to bounce ideas off other people or like know what you're looking out for and being able to compare like what I'm looking at and what you're looking at. And if they coincide, I'm like, okay, that's really cool. I'm learning. So being able to like take what you show us and apply it like by ourselves essentially.
No, I like that too. And just like you said, that's what my goal is, right? You guys learn, and then if I take a trade and you agree with it, take it. but don't just copy me if you don't know what you're doing. So I like, and then, so let's actually kind of transition over to the strategy aspect. I know you don't do exactly me. You kind of like mold it into how you trade. Like you took what I taught you or took some things that I said and then you kind of molded it into your own personal strategy, which actually I think is awesome. You know, I don't think people should just say, copy a mentor, or whoever, and just say, no, that's my strategy. Learn from them and then mold it to what you are, because you and me are completely different people. Our minds work differently, but so like how you see something, I might see something differently. But so what is your main strategy? Do you work on like fair value gaps with trend direction? Is it kind of like breakup plays with fair value gaps? Like, give me like a fast rundown of like what you look for in the market to take a trade.
Um, I know you don't like fair value gaps and all
I
that,
know that's not fine. You take it. That's what I'm saying.
but
Like it's good. Like if it works for you, bro. If it works for you, I'm not gonna complain. So,
I
you know.
mainly look for like PO3 kind of things, which is
Okay.
accumulation, manipulation, distribution.
Uh-huh.
So like I'll kind of try and find. I usually use the 15-minute chart or the 15-minute, and that helps me a lot. So I usually will use that to find my entry, and then when you use like the certain levels to like the breakout structure and stuff like that, that's when I'll scale in. So that's where I added your strategy into like my strategy. That's usually when I'll scale in and then move my stop up. So essentially, we might have like a different entry, but after I scale in, we'll basically have the
The same thing.
same entry.
Yeah. I like that.
So
And do you go off of fair value gaps? Like if it enters a bullish fair value gap, you take that initial trade, or do you kind of wait for a little bit more confirmation?
so I don't immediately take the trade. Like say
Okay.
for example, like if there's an order block or like a fair value gap, say it's bullish for example, and we'll trade wick down into it on like the 15-minute chart or like the 1 hour chart. I'll wait for it to have some confirmation out of that and close out of it on a smaller time frame, for example, like the 1 or the 5 minute, like for a little retrace, and then that's where I'll put my entry with the stop loss below that swing lower or high.
Okay. Cool. And do you risk like dollar amount on the losses? Do you risk like, hey, if I lose 20 points on this, I'm gonna cut it. If I lose $100, I'm gonna cut it. Or do you go based off just like that key level? If it breaks it, no matter what that loss is, I'll take it because that's okay with that loss. Or do you have what? How do you take a loss? Like, is it dollar amount, percentage, point size, or level?
I would say just with the way that my drawdown is now, it's mainly just level, but it all comes down to like position sizing. So I won't over position size into that. Like so, say if it trades out of that fair value gap, once it breaks that most recent high, I'll add back into my position, and then if there's like a fair value gap or like an order block below that, then that's where I'll try my stop up to.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And then do you like when you get ready to trick a trade? You say you trade like so 90% of your trades that you make money on is Asian, is that right? So like 90% of where you're making money is Asian.
Yeah, I've been starting to dabble a little bit more into New York in the morning, but
Okay.
that's usually from like seven to nine in the
Okay.
morning.
So, okay, cool. And what's your like routine? Like, do you like have a daily routine that you have for yourself, that you like get ready before you take a trade? Like, what do you kind of do before you like when you wake up or in the evening? Do you have like a routine, or you just like nah, just hit the charts and just look for a trade, boom, we make the money, you know?
Chill on the couch, like because for the past probably like 3 weeks, which is nuts because the past probably 3 weeks have been probably my best couple weeks. I've been trading on my phone, so
Yeah, I know
like
it's crazy, bro. I
anywhere
can't
I
do that.
go, I'll just be on my phone, just like walking through Target, on the couch, eating dinner at a restaurant or something like that, and I'll just be on my phone.
Yeah, I
And
just made 2K on my phone at dinner. That's what you would probably do, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So
so
that's crazy, bro. I can't like for me at least, I can't do that. I mean, I think I'm just too like I need like all this. I think it's just me like my mental. I'm too scared. I'm too scared to trade on my phone, you know. But I mean, if it works, bro, like that's amazing, you know. And for you, are you more of a like how long do you usually hold your trades? Are you a scalper like me, where I hold between maybe a few seconds to a minute to 7 minutes, or are you kind of like you hold those trades for quite a bit of time? How long do you usually hold trades for?
oh brother, the Asian trades low key be
Yeah.
crucial. Sometimes I'm not even gonna lie. Probably my longest held trade was, gosh. So I placed a trade in Asian. I think at like 8 o'clock. Set my stop loss to break even. Went to bed. Woke up at 7. Was up like $3,000. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I closed.
Damn. So
So
you're okay with like walking away, not looking at the chart. You have your take profit, your stop loss, and you just close your charts and let it ride.
So at that
You
point,
know,
I'm okay with it because I'll scale some of my position out to where, like, say I'm up $1,000 or $500 already. So I'm like, okay, I'm cool with letting these contracts ride out because I'm up already. So break even, stop, and then I just look away.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And so, where do you see yourself a year from now? So we're closing to almost May. So let's say we're May 1st. So May 1st, 2026. Where do you see yourself in trading, in life? Kind of goals that you want to hit for yourself. Where do you have anything like that?
I'd say probably in a year from now, hopefully be either part time or like not working a 9 to 5 at all. It's just that leap. But just still trading prop firms. I might end up looking into trading my own personal capital because I've been doing more research, and there's more tax benefits to trading your own
For sure.
capital in comparison
Yeah.
to prop firms. So,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
have to build up
Yeah.
like a pretty big cushion to be able to trade your personal capital for me to
Yeah, I
become.
say people should build up 10 to like I say try to build up 20K personal capital. Actually do the prop firms, put money for yourself or whatever, and then slowly build your personal. Because people that fund their personal might have 1,000, 3,000, but it's still not enough. You can still blow those, and instead of losing $50 on a funded, right, you lose 5K of your personal capital, and that hurts. So that's smart. I mean, do you ever see yourself sticking to the prop firm space forever in a sense where you have that's what I do right now. I have my personal capital where if I want to take personal trades, I take them, and then I have one week where I'm, what, screw it, I'm just gonna trade on prop firm this week, or I might jump around prop firms. That's what I kind of do. It helps me honestly with not being super I think the more stressed or nervous you are in trading, the more you're gonna fuck up, right? So
Yep.
for me, I have 4 different prop firms, right? I use TopStep, Take Profit Trader, and I'm getting into the MyFunder futures a little bit, and then my own personal capital. So be able to change between prop firms. If I have, let's say, a bad week on my personal, I can be like, screw it, I'm just going to trade on my prop firm or whatever. Do you see yourself kind of doing that as well, or do you kind of just lean just for personal capital in the long term?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because the what's helped me also a lot too is I have 5 different Top Step accounts, but I won't copy trade all of them at the same time.
Hmm.
I'll enter in like different positions and kind of have my TP at different places, but like sometimes I won't trade. I'll trade just 3 of them sometimes, or just 2 of them sometimes,
Yeah.
because I opened 3 at first, and then got payouts, and then opened 2 at first, and I think it just helps me not trading like all of them at the same time. So I would say probably, yeah, sticking with branching out on the prop firms and then exploring the personal capital as well.
Yeah, I like that. And especially like people that just copy all 5 accounts. Let's say you have one bad trade and then your revenge trade, boom. Instead of losing one account, you just blew 5 of them back
Yeah.
to square one. That sucks, and it's expensive too, right? Even the
Yeah.
$50 entry fee that's cheap, but it's $150 for an activation fee. That's $750 for activation fees.
Yeah.
That can start adding up. You know what I mean? And so just kind of wrapping up, bro. If you kind of could start from square one, or if you're kind of telling like a new trader that hasn't started yet, or is struggling right now, or wanting to get into this, or in general, if you can, or even tell your younger self, what are some things or advice that you would tell that person to get into trading, don't give up, or to continue, or what the chances or the possibilities are?
I would just say, like, don't try and rush the process because, like I said, I've been doing this I paper traded for basically half of the time, more than half of the time than I've actually been live. So just getting your psychology and strategy, like, on lock before you go wasting money on stuff that you don't, like, necessarily might not understand yet.
Yeah.
So, just basically just start practicing, get your psychology. and play, and don't like try and rush it, because yeah, everybody tries to get rich quick because they see all this stuff on social media and all this other stuff, but you can't compare yourself to people that have been doing this for years,
Yeah.
because like nobody in college is at the same level as people like that play it professionally. So
Yeah, and that's people struggle with that so much, man. Like people are like they come to me and they're like, "Will, I have 5K in cash. Can I turn that to 20K in a month?" I'm like, "You can, but
it's
it's
not
like it's
realistic.
not possible." Yeah, exactly. So, but anyways, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to hop on here.
Yes, sir.
And I'll see you in the community. Keep grinding, keep rushing, and let's just keep grinding, bro. And I definitely